the way I see it evolving is it has to be embedded into the tools that we already use, right? Today we have virtual
I
assistants,
got you.
right?
Right.
Siri or Alexa.
Right.
It's kind of like one question at a time, right? It forgets the things
Sure.
that I've asked before, but maybe in the future I give it permission and, my privacy is still protected to whatever extent possible today. And I ask it a question, I can have actual conversation, not a Q&A, right? I see them evolving that way.
Okay.
And then,
See, that would be nice. I would
um,
like that.
mhm. Yeah, and really becoming an assistant, right? It's like you know me, meaning like my
Right.
preferences, you know what time of the day I like to drive, you know if I'm going to ask you how long it takes me to get from uh I need to go, to Whole Foods, right, and buy something or Trader Joe's and get my, I don't know, something, bread. It should be able to say, hey, you like to drive at this time, your meetings end at this time, and the traffic is less at this time. So this is how long it's going to take you if you leave at this time.
Yeah, and what you're describing is something that even I would be interested in. I would like some sort of system that would that would book my show things, the dates and the times, so that I don't miss out
Yeah.
on them, because I sometimes do that because I'm an idiot, and then
Yeah.
also remind me of stuff, but also anticipate the things that I need done. Maybe they would reach out to potential guests for me, anything else like that, and
Yeah.
have that conversation. I think that would be very good. Now that being said, and you've alluded to this, in order for that to work, I would have to give up a lot of my privacy to this program that's ran by a company. And
Yes.
as you know, companies love data.
Yeah.
So, how do we make sure that the companies who are running these AI systems aren't harvesting our data for profit?
That is the one thing that I think about every day. I work for a company, right, that uses data, with permission.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's lots of rules governing
Sure.
how you use the data and making sure that it's secure also in how it's stored. I think this is actually going to be a real problem and a big problem in the future when these kinds of connected systems, start making it into our lives, right? Making their way into our lives. And I'll give you an example.
Right.
Today, the whole like being targeted for content, right? We already have those systems in place. There's this like mesh of data where depending on who you uh, interact with, right? Who you chat, what websites you
Mm-hmm.
visit, what websites they visit, where do they shop, and where
Right.
do the people that they interact with shop, right? It's a mesh. Like companies are already connecting this data. That's why they're so accurately able to sell you something that you just thought about.
Right.
It's not quite because they were listening, it's because they have this data that can make these predictions, right? I think at the end of the day, it comes down to who has access to it, right? How easily accessible is it? And if people can access it, how easy it is for you as the owner of the data to delete, control it, or do something that doesn't expose you, right, and make you vulnerable. That I don't think exists today,
Sure.
or not very easy. You have no control, right? And people are selling that also.
Right.
There are legal companies that can sell and profit off of it already today.
Just for my listeners' edification, what Smitha said there, you need to pay attention to what she's saying. Companies collect data, especially in the United States, because we Americans, we are idiots when it comes to our own privacy. We will give up anything if we get just a free app or bonus points or any number of things like that. A lot of people on Twitter, on Facebook, they think that these platforms listen in or monitor their conversations, their emails, things like that. That's not really the way this thing works. The way it works is all of that data is captured, all right? The systems, once they capture enough data about you, they can tell things like, are you about to get married? Are you pregnant? What are your likes and dislikes? They can determine every single thing about your life without having to monitor your phone calls or emails or anything else like that. That's the power of data. Data, really, information is the most important thing on the planet right now. It's the most profitable thing on the planet right now. Tech companies have known that for years. So as we're moving into AI, in order for it to be, and I believe this, I firmly believe this, in order for it to be really a life-changing type of application, you are going to have to sign over a lot of your privacy to those types of systems if they are going to benefit your life. All right. The problem becomes is when you do that, is the company that owns those systems, is that company going to harvest your data to figure out your likes, your dislikes, how to advertise to you, how to manipulate you? And there's a very real concern about that, a very real concern. And I appreciate Smitha mentioning that and touching upon that topic, because this is something that is going to absolutely affect every single person on this planet at the end of the day.